Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by the lab. Hello, Erva. Thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whichever applies. How are you doing today? My apologies for things starting a little late. Kind of rolled over in bed at about 6:57, I want to say, and realized, ah, shit, I have to stream in 2 seconds. So, good morning, Sorcery. Thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome to the lab. Really tired but vibing. I feel you there, Ava. Let's see here. But it is a Saturday. Saturday is time to do things day or something. Something. Insert wise man words here. See here. Just want to get that up and running. I saw that, Erva. 10 hours of streaming is... wow. Wow. I can barely deal with the thought of streaming for like 4 hours, like at an absolute maximum. I think that's actually the longest stream that I've ever done, was just shy of the 4-hour mark. How did I rest? What is rest? It was a long night, mostly because of a certain tiny cat that may or may not be sitting next to me at the moment. Yoink. She definitely kept me up for a very good while, knocking over let's see here. She knocked over a trash can. She knocked over the box for the Critical Role bathrobe. She was in here at some point.
How are you holding up? Because I'm a potato.
Oh, thank you so much for the resubscription, Phil. 3 months, I know. That is madness. I genuinely can't believe it. It's been 3 months. 3 months of time, and we're on day 25. So we've almost been streaming for a month's worth of streams. Holy shit! You look different, I feel. Yeah, it might be just a little different.
Madness. This is Midge Labs.
Oh, she even paused and everything. Thank you so much for the bit, Phil. I appreciate it. You look so young. That is more or less the general consensus that I've been getting for the last what's it been now? It's been like 4 days, 3 days. Sorcery, how long has it been since I did this monstrosity? I just kind of woke up one morning, and I just did it. No real rhyme or reason for it. And then the more that I thought about it, the more I was like, oh well, hey, I can actually use this to satisfy a couple of promises that I made to people. There are some people that have never actually seen me clean shaven, so, and I mean, I wouldn't exactly call this clean shaven anymore. But,
So, how are you holding up? Because I'm a potato.
Oh, thank you so much for the 3 months, Spooky. Oh my goodness. And then, of course, is that actually a... yeah, the lurking pumpkin. Oh my god, I love it. I absolutely love it. Holy shit. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You all are the best. But yeah, so I decided to do it. I called up a couple of people. I was like, hey, I think I can finally make your dream come true. Why this was a dream, no clue, but here you go. And I sent them a photo, and every single one of them said the exact same thing. It's like, holy shit, you look young. Like, yeah. I think the only photo of me that exists that where I didn't have facial hair was when I was 16, 15, maybe. Other than that, nada. There are no photos of me without facial hair. At an age where it's appropriate for me to have facial hair. Like 4 or 5 years old, pretty sure I couldn't grow a full beard then. If I could have, missed opportunity. Like what did I not do? But so yeah. But as you can see, it is already, I think it's been like 4 days and it's already growing. Yeah, it's already growing back in and I'm very pleased about this. What was it? 16 years old without facial hair, I look like I'm 12. 30 years old without facial hair, I look like I'm 12. So we are never doing this again. Never doing this again. Good. So, couple of things. Number one, if only I had the RIP sound alert. RIP to the split keyboard. We are back to the Prionic, and so I've been doing a lot of typing practice with that keyboard, and I did one of those typing tests, the 10fastfingers.com, and I think after all of that practice, 42 words a minute, I think is roughly about where I was at. And the only reason that I did that was because I started to notice that I was slowing down my thought process because my hands were not keeping up. So it's like, all right, this has been like a week's worth of actually, this has been like 2 weeks worth of practice. Let's get the Prionic out. Let's see what happens. Bring the Prionic out first try without even having some of the muscle memory for some of the key bindings and whatnot. 65 words a minute, and a little bit of practice, 70 words a minute. It's like, all right, well, I accept my fate as somebody that is basically going to be on Tiny Keyboard for probably the rest of my days, and that's okay. We did an experiment. The experiment yielded us data, and the data says, hey, get the fuck back over to the Prionic. At least I tried it, that's true. I do feel bad because I did kind of try it on a company's dime. Little details. I know a lot of dudes that wants to grow beards, but it takes ages for them to grow any hair. Yeah. I actually have a couple of friends from college that exact same sentiment. Like they basically had to try for just shy of a year, I think, to get like a full patch and sideburns going. And then some of them either didn't have the mustache or they had the mustache, but it only like stopped to there. And then like this area was patched, which for me, I mean, there's I think it's on this side. Yeah, it's on this side. There's like a patch of hair that just doesn't exist. But you have to let yours grow for months. I'm sorry, Spooky. You know what though? If you can't grow a giant majestic beard, that's okay. Own that shit. Because you know what? You are amazing just the way you are. You all are amazing just the way you are. Promise, Spooky. You do not have to have a big majestic beard to be the amazing swarm leader that we all follow. Alrighty. Shall we get into some code? Also, why is iTunes like... Sorry, this is not called iTunes anymore. This is called Apple Music. Dating myself a little bit. Oh, that's interesting. I can delete mod messages. So I can delete mod messages, but a mod can't delete their own messages. Will forever be iTunes? No lie. No lie, feel. Not CodeStream, GameStream. I was trying to reach for something. Dark Souls? Alright. Nope. You know what? No. Spam. Get that spam out of here. Get that spam out of here. We don't allow spam in here. You know better. Sorcery. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Dark Souls. Do you want to go and play some Dark Souls? We're gonna play some Dark Souls, brother. Yeah. Somebody did that to me. What was that? Where was I at? I was at the market. At the grocery store. Sorry. And I heard the dude talking, and he sounded just like that fucking wrestler, Macho Man Randy Savage, I think it was. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alrighty. No. Let's get to the code. And let's see here. That's right there. That's right there. Okay. So needless to say, I have not been doing a whole lot of stuff off stream as of late. Which kind of means lurk. Thank you so much for the lurk, Field. I appreciate it, mate. Let me bring that out there. Oh man, my whenever I swapped to the new monitor, I changed up my stream config. There we go. And I kind of messed up a lot of the like window sizes and window placements. So the Apple script that opens up this window, my iTerm window, OBS, the different websites that are down at the bottom right here that you all can't see. None of that now positions properly, because I went to the 4K monitor and I was like, okay, well now I have to change all these positions around, these sizes around, yada yada yada. And then I went back to the 1440p monitor, and now everything's just like, not supposed to be here. Let's see. Thank you for so much for the lurk, Erva. I appreciate it. Did I do the 4 to 5 day at Advent of Code? I did not. No. I have not really been keeping up with all the Advent of Code stuff, to be perfectly honest. Let's see here. Advent of Code. Ba, ba, ba. See what we got. GitHub. We're hiring engineers to make GitHub fast. Email fast@github.com. Oh my. Please identify yourself via one of those services. Interesting. Okay. Okay. These are kind of interesting. I think I might give those a run a little bit later. And in fact, I'm actually gonna make myself a little note here. Because I think the last time that I said that, I completely forgot. Repurposing my TV as a second computer monitor? I feel like that would have been handy to do for a as like a chat window, or just some other window for all of these other windows. But I'm so inundated in the single monitor life. I love it. And I've also, there we go. I've also repositioned my chair and repositioned my my desk to try and make my overall posture just a little bit better, and that's been a little interesting. Okay, so was I working on anything? Yes, I was working on the bot and the bot tests. and attempting to do this, and then I was running into a deadlock, if I remember correctly. Alrighty, so right, because I don't have my things. Go test. Hello there, Chaos. Thank you so much for stopping by, mate. Welcome to the lab. Okie dokie. Which, just for anybody's context, Go Test is just an alias. Hey.
Oh, good. My slow clap processor made it into this thing.
Atomics are cool. Love that name, by the way. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Digital lab coats will be available upon request. However, we can't guarantee that they will actually fit because the aliases that we kind of made to make those lab coats kind of sort of might have crossed wires. But thank you so much for the follow, mate. Welcome to the lab. So just as a heads up, Go Test is just an alias, a ZSH alias, or a shell alias that I made as a shell alias to ./. Which basically means run all the tests. Run all the tests from here down. And this is where we kind of left off the bot test, which I might pause on for just a wee bit. Because I do not recall doing anything for this. And I think it was because we just didn't have anything for Dunshan. And I think we even did something like a time.sleep to see if we could hit it, and I don't think we did. Log.println Dunshan. There you go. Okay. Undefined log, of course. Fix that real quick. Go test func. Fail. That is very helpful. Oy vey. Let's see. Let's do a WQ. Go test. It's gonna get on my nerves. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's paused. Okay. Nope. Okay. Tell you what I am gonna do. I am gonna create me a little box down here. What was the key binding for that? Was it yeah. That feels so much better. All right. Bot_test. Let's see here. So effectively, the challenge that we're trying to account for, if you will, oh, maybe it's because Dunshan is not accessible. Hold on a second. I think I just read about this. So something that that has been, call it a bit difficult for me for this code base is basically just the async nature of things like handlers and how we get messages to handlers and so forth. And there is, I think, a way to fix that, such that instead of having the handler look something like that, where register greeter is just an immediate call to register greeter of new handle func message event. What I could do for the greeters is I could break the greeter function out. So effectively I could have something like func greeter. And greeter takes a message of type event. And then, bada bada, oof, that's not what I wanted. Bada boop. So then I would take all of this code here, delete, plonk, so on and so forth. Except that that actually doesn't work because of the dependency on greeter. So, never mind. That was the thought. But the thought there was that I could, if I could actually split out the function, then I could have this tiny little unit that would be able to do more or less what I needed it to do. Which I could potentially still do, and then have a second function that is the register handler function, and the register handler function is just, that's all it does. It just declares bot.registerHandler, and then it makes a reference to that other function. So that would make things a little bit more unit testable from the handler perspective. But from the bot perspective, what we're effectively trying to test is that the bot is continuing to send messages, and the bot is more or less continuing to send messages to the handlers in the proper format. So, which admittedly, I'm now registering, is quite the difficult test to write. And I don't think this is the way to do it. I think Dunchan context is being lost here. Because this feels like something that I've seen before. This feels like something that this feels like something that I just recently read about. Effectively, a passing context to a Go routine, an anonymous function like this, would normally require that the function take parameters, and you could then pass in the context that you were Donchan. Yes, it would effectively pass in the value that you are looking to pass around. I don't think there's a good way to do that here, though. Which is unfortunate. So, I have to think if there's another way of doing this. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this on stream. Because unfortunately we do have other things that we could be doing. But yeah, that is going to be quite the challenge, to say the least. And then same thing with these. Like there's a collection of logic in here that I think is going to be particularly interesting to work with. I'll have to see if there's an easy way of doing that. The other thing that I was still working on was trying to figure out a way to do WebSocket connection as an IO read-write closer, but TLDR, I can do it, but it's a lot of work and a lot of changes. You know what? I think we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna do it on stream. I think we're going to try to do it on stream simply because that's how important I find that level of testing. So we're going to try and do this today. So the question then becomes, when it comes to IRC and also when it comes to PubSub, we're effectively creating, or we're effectively thinking about creating some type of a wrapper around WebSocket connection. So this would be, where would we put this? I think we would actually make this as a new directory. probably. Make this as make dear WS. And WS websocket.go. WS gorilla.go. Does Gorilla spell it with one L or two L's? Pretty sure it's two L's. Oh, but of course. Two L's. Pretty sure it's two L's. It's like you think about the way that it's supposed to be spelt in English, but then you think, oh wait, developers. Because we don't do things normally. Oh yeah, I didn't actually start the bot. Oh my goodness. I didn't actually start the bot. Stream, MedgeBot, assuming that it is something that can be started right now. Channel, MedgeLabs, all. That still works. Huzzah! Oh lord. So in some testing from earlier, I was also adding some capability requirements for tags and commands, just to see. Which I think now this is going to be oh no, it's not. All right, so something to look into. But I was looking at tags because tags are going to be particularly important for whenever we get into raid recognition, since raid recognition comes off of IRC. But for now, boop, and we need to bring the WebSocket package into Stash so that we can do that. So let me think about this. When it comes to a WebSocket interface, we basically have a choice. We could do io.readWriteCloser, like so. And effectively what that is declaring is that WebSocket is expected to be of type io.readWriteCloser. So you're kind of, what do they call it? Embedding IO read write closer. I guess technically you could also say embed sync.mutex into there, but I don't know that that's really necessary. So from a WebSocket interface, I mean, I don't necessarily know that we need to do a separate interface for it, but the idea that was in my head, and I do technically have a Gorilla WS struct, was that for the gorilla.go file, doing something like this. Con is of type WebSocket.connection. And I think we also have to have a sync.mutex. And then what we would be doing is we would be attempting to satisfy the io.readWriteCloser interface. So that would look something like, let's see here, WS, Gorilla WS, read, and this would be destination is a byte, and this can return, I think it's an int and an error. I think it's an int and an error. Yanzim, welcome to the lab. Thank you so much for stopping by. What font am I using in my Vim? I'm using Firecode. Technically, it's actually set to my system font. My system font is set to Firecode, and then iTerm is also set to Firecode as well. And let's see here. Let me double check these definitions. Def. There we go. Yeah. So it's int and error. You're welcome, Yanzim. And welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. We've got write. Oops. And WS. And effectively, all I'm doing here Dest. Nah, Dest. I mean, I could do a couple of things.
So,
Hey.
how are you holding up? Because I'm a potato.
Thank you so much for the subscription, Yanzim. Holy crap. Welcome to the lab. Welcome our newest honorary lab assistant. Cheers, mate. Oh, that is so kind. Thank you so much. Welcome to where we attempt to build a Twitch bot in Go. And mostly fail at it. But hey, isn't that the fun of it? Oh, let's see here. Gorilla WS close. Excuse me, 1 second. Hey. Oh Lord, now my voice is gonna do that. Wee. Oh well, bot. You know me. I know there is an element of like, do I continue to greet everybody, or do I create a more personalized experience for the repeat viewers? That would actually be kind of cool. But one feature at a time. Let's see here. So, basically what I've done here is I've reconstructed, if you will, the IO read write closer methods. And what I'm effectively doing is by placing these methods or placing these functions as methods onto Gorilla WS, that effectively by duck typing means that Gorilla WS is of type io.readWriteCloser, which was the goal. So what we would like to do, I don't want to quit. I just want to save.
So, how are you holding up? Because I'm a potato.
Leo with the raid. Thank you so much. How are you doing, Raiders? Thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome to the lab. Give Sleo a quick shout out real quick. More science and technology. How are you doing, everybody? Let's see here. We are attempting to make tests, which I know is the most interesting thing. Thank you for the stretch. I've started to do there's a recommended stretch that that my my chiropractor kind of pushed at me very recently. Like, hey, you're sitting a lot. You know, you got this thing going. You need to be doing this little number. Chin tucks. Very powerful. It is now working again, Phil. Huzzah. Let's see here. Trying my best at today's Advent of Code challenge and failing badly. Ooh. I have not looked at today's. I was looking at the Advent of Code challenges earlier, but I didn't actually mess with them any. But I'm now my curiosity has been re-piqued. Maybe I'll take some time at the end of today's stream to take a look at them. So I'm genuinely curious. Let's see here. Yes, so I came into here. Context for everybody that just joined. So we are attempting to excuse me. We are attempting to build a bit of an interface on top of our WebSocket library. And we shall see how well that works, if any. Let's see here. Return 0 and error. Otherwise, we return, or no, we do a copy from to dest. We copy message, and then we return length of message nil. Looks a little weird. Read WS like so. It looks a little weird. But effectively what we're doing is we're creating a bit of an abstraction, we're creating an abstraction that is effectively the IO read write closer, and then we are forcing Gorilla WebSocket to go through that abstraction. So let's see here. Python's range function doesn't like me. Range functions in general don't tend to like me. I don't know why. Do that all and go. Thank you so much for the lurks, Leo. I appreciate it. Oh man, let's see here. Yes, so instead of what we're currently doing in IRC right now, which is directly reading from the WebSocket connection, effectively we are just reformatting the read message such that it conforms to an IO read write closer. And then for write, we would more or less do the same thing. We come down here to write. And we can do some things there. Let's go back to WebSocket. If WebSocket.con equals nil, return 0. Oops, quick fix. ws.con is nil. Did you forget to call ws.connect? Which we are going to have a connect function up here. ws is Gorilla ws connect, and we'll get to that in a bit. We are not going to do that. And then this becomes this is not destination, this is data. So we can change to boop, change to boop. There we go. Data, return 0, error. Otherwise, we return len data nil. Indicate a successful write. So, again, just a lot of reconstructing the Gorilla code to be IO read write closer compliant. Return ws.con.close. And there we go. So io.read write closer compliant. It's as if it knew what I was wanting to type. Gorilla ws makes Gorilla WebSocket io.readWrite complete. And I don't think we need the additional type def there. I think we can probably just do something simple like that. All right. So all we've really done is we've just taken the read message, write message, and close method. We've taken those functions and we've just wrapped them inside of a type that basically reforms it to IO read write closer. We also need to grab the connect code, which would be this right here. WS I did all kinds of the wrong key bindings there. I am having a struggle bus moment this morning. Oh my goodness. So let's quick fix that. socket to default dialer dot dialer dot dial ws.con equals blah, return nil. So we still have our connect function, because where we're actually going to use this struct outside of the code, it's still going to more or less be the same thing of, okay, we need our scheme, we need our server. The scheme takes us to blah blah blah. We can actually close that out. We don't need that that log anymore. So we're still going to be utilizing Gorilla WS's methods directly here, probably in main.go. And let's see here. So for IRC, we have our IRC config. Let's see here. Catcam. Let's see if I can get a the tiniest of blobs. She be sleeping at the moment. Hi, Zelda. I think Tilly was in here. Well, Tilly was in here a moment ago. What I think we can do here, IRC WS. Please excuse my ears, like, my ear is doing that that thing. I don't know if this happens to to anybody else, but every once in a while I get this thing in my ear where whenever I breathe in, it feels like I'm breathing in through my nose and through my ear. Like, it sounds like air is being pulled in through my ear. It is the weirdest feeling, and I hate it. And the only thing that seems to work is if I sniff in really hard. Like, has anybody done this where, like, if your ears are hurting and you sniff in with your nose plug to kind of plug your ears? I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird, but that seems to work for me because it feels like it plugs it. Anyway, weird anatomy problems. Let's see here. You know what? Actually, I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna use the Gorilla.go. I think I'm just gonna have WebSocket.go and func new WebSocket. There was a brief moment where I was considering having my constructor do the connect. It was a very brief moment, but I was considering it. ws.new WebSocket. And then IRC ws.connect. IRC config dot. Actually, I don't think that that scheme and host are really needed inside of this piece. So I might remove that. Oh, actually, I probably will remove it, considering that we're not actually going to be passing the connection details into IRC. So yeah, let's actually remove those. So if error equals irc.connect, error does not equal to nil, then log.fatal f fatal IRC connect. My brain like slowed to a crawl there. Okay. So then with that, we would then pass in IRC WS as a constructor argument. And what this would be is website or a connection is an io.readWrite closer. Connection becomes con, which in order for that, which by the way, I am also, I'm going to bring that down here. That has been bothering me just a little bit. We can make this an io.readWrite closer. Now that does that. This is where things start to get just a little hairy. We no longer have a connect function because we're effectively doing the connection outside. And now, if I remember correctly, we only need to account for the write and read. To do, well, yeah. So we do lose the ability for reconnect, which we will probably need to address in some capacity. We'll come back to that. We don't need to do that anymore. We just need to do a write. And now this becomes underscore error. And I believe that's the write function. And then there is the read function, which is up here. Let's see here. So we need var buff is a slice of byte. irc.con.read into, let's see here, into buff. If error does not equal to nil, we try deeply, and then message equals string of buff. And now the rest of our code is compliant. Hey, scrawl12341. I think I got that right, but please correct me if I didn't. Welcome to the lab. Thank you so much for stopping by. Why not Python? I have a very strong affinity to strongly typed languages, and I'm also an old school C developer, so Go is very familiar to me. And lastly, Go kind of became my favorite language over the last year and a half or so. So wanted to do more with it. So what? Nothing against Python by any stretch of the imagination. I just prefer Go personally. But thank you for stopping by. Oh, ran out of coffee. Ran out of coffee, so you know what that means. For the first time in a long time, because I feel terrible that I have dropped this tradition, I need some matcha. You want to start Go too? That's awesome. Oh. Always a fan of seeing more people. I mean, more people interested in programming to begin with, but more people interested in Go. Haha. Put that over there. We'll do a quick pause for a matcha tea. The worst tea ceremony in existence, basically. I love this bowl. Thank you so much. Sorry, I can't think of one. I'm pretty sure you're still sleeping right now, but I love this bowl. I love it so much. Get our Yoldi matcha. Just a brief pause in the stream for a teeny tiny little tea ceremony. Which, for the record, this is not an official tea ceremony. This in no way, shape, or form would ever pass as a tea ceremony. It's literally just me, well, just having a little fun. Alrighty. So, What, out of curiosity, for those of you that were mentioning it earlier, what is the challenge for Advent of Code today? Can somebody give me a TLDR? Even though I know I'm going to look at it later, but I'm curious. My curiosity has been piqued. Aha. Speaking of, what is it? What is this as in the drink? Delicious, organic, Japanese matcha, brought to us by our good friends at Jade Leaf. Totally not sponsored, but hey, never hurts to try. Actually, speaking of coding challenges, I don't know if I ever told this story or not, but when I was in college, I participated in a coding challenge called the ICPC. It was run by the ACM organization, and our college had an ACM chapter. And so every year, I think it was, we would go off to insert location here and participate in this basically day of code challenges. And it was a competition, all things considered. We never got anywhere with it. We were definitely not what I would call very strong in the code challenges segment. But it was fun. It was fun to just hang out with people that enjoyed a love of coding and just see how well we did against really hard academic coding problems. Here we go. And I mean, they were hard. Holy crap. It was one of those what's the word? It was one of those challenges or one of those coding competitions that if you didn't bring with you like the data structures and algorithms book, you're probably screwed. 14 to mainly use Python and Dart. Oh, but school uses Scratch. Now there's a language that I haven't heard in a while. How are you liking specifically, how are you liking Dart? Because I remember looking at Dart a long time ago, as whenever there was this big kind of push for JavaScript alternatives, which at the time I think was Dart, TypeScript, and there was another one. There was another big one that did a transpilation to JavaScript, but I cannot remember what the name of it was. Very similar to JavaScript and CSS. Nice. I haven't really had a reason to pick up Dart. I mean, my day job has mostly been in TypeScript. JavaScript every once in a while we'll see kind of a pure JavaScript project, but most of the front end teams that I ended up working with, they were very passionate about TypeScript, which, I mean, as somebody that was a former Scala developer and also somebody that is very keen on strongly typed languages, TypeScript made sense to me, but I just did not like the tooling. The tooling of TypeScript always made me want to rage. But that's because I'm opinionated. Oh. Take those. I heard TypeScript will replace JavaScript. Highly unlikely. I feel like there's enough support for both sides of the equation, which kind of the same reason why strongly typed languages and weakly typed languages. So for example, like Go versus Python, I highly doubt that Go is ever going to truly replace Python, because there's always going to be those two camps of the people that really love the strongly typed languages, and then the group that really love languages that are a little more lax and allow you to just kind of do things. So I don't think TypeScript, same thing with TypeScript, I don't think it'll ever fully replace JavaScript. I will say that TypeScript, at least in my experience, in my kind of personal circle of the world, TypeScript did supersede JavaScript. So I saw a lot more TypeScript projects than I saw pure JavaScript projects. But I mean, knowledge of JavaScript is kind of necessary. Plus, in order for TypeScript to truly replace JavaScript, all major browsers would basically have to drop the native JavaScript engine and natively support the TypeScript engine. And I just don't see that happening anytime soon. Oh, my doorbell is going bonkers. Give me just a second. Who this? Oh, it's the neighborhood kitties. Oh, they are just the cutest. They are just the cutest, and I'm not bringing another one in. Sorry, misread that. What IDE do I use for Go? I use Vim. I use Vim as more or less my primary IDE. I used to be a very strong, because my day job is primarily in JVM languages like Java, so I did a lot of work with IntelliJ for a good while. I just got tired of it. I got tired of how slow IntelliJ eventually becomes, especially with really large projects. That's where it really kind of died for me, was really large projects. So I made the swap to Vim. Oh Lord, I can't even remember now. And never really went back. All right, so just a quick catch up on what we've done. So IRC for the read and write functions, which as far as I'm aware, let me see if there are any errors. There are. So we don't use that anymore. We don't use Gorilla WebSocket directly anymore, which is really nice. IRC.connect is no longer a thing, which is correct. We don't use that. Now, when we do an IRC start, we only authenticate, join the channel, and then submit our capability requests. By the way, I was curious to look at this. Nope, no additional tags. So I will look into that a little bit later.
So, how are you holding up?
Hey.
Because I'm a potato.
Oh geez. Vigortech? I probably butchered that. I'm so sorry. Welcome to the lab and welcome Raiders. Thank you so much for stopping by. Give you a quick shout out here. Oh, Vi Graytech. Aha! I didn't see the capitalization. Wow, English. English is my first language. Can you tell? Welcome to the lab. Thank you so much for stopping by. Vi as in VI? Totally not because I'm sitting here using Vim. Having fun with the API docs? Whoa. The API docs have made me so sad as of the last week and a half or so. We've got an IRC client built, and we were building a PubSub client, and oh my goodness, that API documentation. I cried a little bit. Okay, I cried a lot, but we don't talk about that part. No, it's actually not been that bad, all things considered. Ooh. Real WebSockets I rewrite closer value and argument to IRC new client missing method close. Is that because? Oh, which by the way, I also need to keep that. Yes, don't need to do that. I think that might be because of that. So let's find out here. Oops. Yeah, there we go. I use tiny keyboard, so bear with me. PubSub has a few formatting issues. Seriously. What is it? The Channel Point Redemption, I think it was. Channel Point Redemption was actually the first feature on PubSub that we implemented, which I think is still working. Let's double check. Oh, I cannot. Out of stock, be back later? What? My channel redemptions are out of stock? Question mark? We'll just do cat cam then. Nope, that cat cam is out of stock. Wow. That is very weird, huh? Anyway, actually, I think we had one. Yeah, there it is. And oh my goodness, the documentation, the way that the documentation represented it was just so wonky. And also, it was completely missing the outer, like this format, the type data topic message stringified JSON. Like I think it just ignored all. Yep, there it is. I cannot count how many hours this cost me in just like trying it, seeing what was happening.
So, how are you holding up? Because I'm a potato.
Ninten, thank you so much. Welcome, Raiders. Holy shit, it's a Ninten bruise. Shout out to Ninten. They were playing Doom. Were ya ripping and tearing, Ninten? Hello, Marvel. Thank you so much for stopping by. He was corrupted. I was corrupted. He was corrupted. Oh. But did it go well? Was the not to brag, but I am #1 Doom player. I mean, obviously. Where are you at on Cuphead now? Did you break top 10? Equals WebSocket new connection. IRC, and then this would be like that. No. Missing method close. Shenanigans. It's right there. Oh, wait a minute. I need to go to IRC. I need to come up here. And I am fairly certain closer is just close, turns an error. Now, I did this to myself before, but I'm trying to remember how. If I submit the run, then I will be 14th. That is still amazing, dude. That is amazing. Like, still worth being insanely proud over. In my personal opinion. Pretty burnt out, so we'll be taking a well-deserved break. I agree. I agree. That is so well-deserved of a break. And I'm happy that you are. I'm happy that you've gotten to that point. And I hope you feel proud of what you've accomplished, because it is amazing. Just saying. Speedrunning Doom next. Oh shit! Are we gonna have a friendly competition between Marvel and Nintendo? Who does the faster speed run? I can't do the eyebrows very quickly. Stepping on my territory, boy. Aww. Okay. I might take just a quick 2 to 3 minute break here, which I just realized that I've been changing code and I've not been on the code screen. My apologies. But I think I am going to take a quick 2 minute break. I'm going to run outside and feed the neighborhood cats. So give me just a moment. I'll be right back. Oh my goodness. So many jams going on. No rioting. Yes, please. Oh, there's no cat jam. That is depressing. I shall attempt to fix that later, because I can't remember how to do that, to be perfectly honest. Request for cat jam, please. Got you. Yes, the cats that are outside, those are neighborhood cats, so they don't really belong to anybody. Actually, the gray cat, little gray cat that I have, was one of Mama's kittens that she abandoned. It was a very sad day, and yeah, I wasn't about to let that happen, so I adopted her. So now I have 3, which is just woof. Speaking of, she's right there. Please excuse, had to get breakfast. Or I should say, part 1 of breakfast. You need client ID as a HTTP header for a post request to make Helix requests work. Oh. So that is something that we are potentially going to be looking at a little bit later, because of... Oh, where were you? Where are you? There you are. Because of this page. This page kind of threw me into a tizzy on last stream because of this sentence. Long term, our plan is to provide a single product, Event Sub, which to me says future deprecation, future deprecation, future deprecation, future deprecation. So I started to kind of look into that a little bit. Looked into it a little bit more than I intended, and started looking at, oh, okay, so I actually do have to start interfacing with the HTTP API, and oof.
Oh, good. My slow clap processor made it into this thing.
The Aruna Shalom? I probably said that wrong. I apologize. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the lab. Digital lab coats will be available upon request. However, we cannot guarantee they will actually fit because I am running out of things to say after that sentence. I've said that phrase so many times that my brain just kind of like switches off and my mouth just starts rolling. Kind of wild. Aww. Tiny cat has gone into her cubby. How cute. But yeah, there were a couple of things in here that were very interesting to me. Specifically, that channel.follow. Whoa. Don't trust join in part. Oh, we don't make use of join in part at all. My rule for IRC was that so we do have the auto greeter, which you saw when you first joined the chat. But my rule for the auto greeter was I don't greet lurkers. I let lurkers be lurkers, because let the lurkers be. But I did add the auto greeter. You basically, the first time that you chat in IRC is when the auto greeter will send you a message. Oh, Ubiquity. I need to yeah. Dear Ubiquity, I need you to recognize people instead of cats. The doorbell is just going nuts right now because the cats keep walking in and out of the motion zone. But that's how it works. Alrighty. I think we fixed that part of it. I think. So let's see. Oh boy. This is the part where I wish that I had more bloody tests. And yeah. Go run main.go. Blah, 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 blah. Aw. Slice out of bounds. So this was IRC read, irc.go. 18366. Let's see here. IRC 183. Uh-huh. If len buff equals 0, maybe? We'll see. Let's just do some really dumb debugging real quick. Log dot. Let's just do a log dot println message. Yeah, we'll do something like that. Log debugging, technically terrible, but meh. I just want to see what this thing is doing. Oh, okay. Okay. So it looks like write may be working okay, but read does not appear to be working. Let's see here. I kind of made Twitch angry a few years ago by pumping video data through Twitch chat and using 30% of the entire Twitch bandwidth. Oh, geez. We have a few people that are connected to essentially every user at once and piping all that chat data into a single location to stress test. Holy crap. That's kind of fun. We actually haven't done any type of stress testing with the bot just yet. I mean, all things considered, we are a very small channel, and honestly, there's no real like intention for commercial viability for this bot. The Twitch bot and Go was kind of the inaugural project for my stream starting, just because it was fun, and it was kind of a reprieve from the day job that I typically do. So it was it's a fun time, I want to say. But yeah, we're not quite really messing with any of that just yet. Okay, what did I do? What did I do? Pretty sure that's what it's supposed to be. Copies from a source slice to a destination slice. The source and destination may overlap. Copy returns the number of elements copied, which will be the minimum number of source and link dest. Yes. That seems reasonable. That seems reasonable. That seems reasonable. That seems reasonable. But the length of buff is 0, which is making me think that there might be something wrong with the copy. Let's find out. Let's see here. Log.println. I mostly just want to see if there is something. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Okay. So it appears to be an issue on copy. I don't think we need to do IOUtil for anything. Yeah, I don't think we would need IOUtil for anything here, fortunately. Huh. That's very interesting. I'm trying to figure out why that wouldn't work. Good old trusty Google. Copy byte array. Okay. Should be the same length. They're the same, but DST should at least be as big as many elements as you want to copy. And maybe the problem is just maybe the problem is the way that I'm initializing, which is kind of a problem. When in doubt, converting to A equals a byte array of string B to the rescue. Interesting. So how does that work? To understand what's going on here. It's ugly as heck. Yeah, but it kind of made my brain go, huh? So you're saying do something like this? So this would be byte of string of message, and then this would become temp, something like that. Screw it, let's try it. All right, so that didn't work, but I probably did something wrong. Just to make sure I didn't reverse those. Destination, source. Yeah, no? Okay. Making me think I did something silly here. Because we're definitely getting data at this point, so I'm fairly confident that it's this part that I'm doing wrong. Big frame Midge. Thank you so much, Drybones. Welcome to the lab. Cat cam. I unfortunately do not have a cat readily available. Remind me here in a little bit. I'm gonna try and see if I can get one of the cats to come by. But yes, if I don't resolve that, then I will I'll have to grab one. Oh, good morning, honey. Can I borrow you for a sec? I don't know if anybody can see, but in that little cubby is actually Tiny Cat, but she is being she's being very, very antisocial today, unfortunately. She just wants to sleep. Be lurking anyway. No worries, Drybones. Thank you so much for the lurk. I appreciate it. Oh, there's a bytes package. Is there a bytes.copy? Wouldn't it be nice? That's a reader. Split, repeat, place, join. Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay. Map returns a copy of the byte slices with all characters modified. Heh. Hmm. The key thing here is that this is effectively assuming that both I think both slices are of the same size. Maybe that's something. I wonder who am I doing? What's in a Wonder Ball? IRC. There. I don't think that's going to work because that is effectively putting a hard cap on. I think it's putting a hard cap on the amount of data that's being written to. Could potentially make it of a 0 length array, but I don't know if that would work properly. Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh wait, did I do a dumb? Did I do a dumb? Let's do that. Do that. Destination. I'm gonna come back to IRC. Oh no, this is still if length of buff equal to 0. Log.println error or 0 length buff. Who's the handsome bad lad? Nightshave. Why, thank you, Pizza. I appreciate it, and thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome to the lab. I hate it with a fire passion. I wanted to go away. Yep. Nope. Okay. It's early, but I'm here. What time is it for you, Pizza? It is currently 8:46 for me. Oh, I need to get some water. Oof. Yeah, I definitely know that's not gonna work. 0 length buff. Okay, so so copy does not do what I want it to do. 7:46 a.m. Yeah, it's a little early, Pizza. I saw another Twitch bot on GitHub and saw the steps. You gonna go for it, Pizza? You gonna go for it? You gonna do it? I believe. All right. So this does not. Wait a minute. Okay. So at least it's still a 0 length buffer. That makes me feel a little bit better. But equals make byte 0. Length buff. Damn. Okay. Just to call it out, the alternative to all of this is just creating a WebSocket implementation. Creating a WebSocket implementation that more or less just implements the methods that we want without the application of IO read write closer, and then we could just use that interface inside of test. I really wanted to go with IO rewrite closer, but I am getting quite confused as to why copy is not working. Let me read that doc again. Functions, but the slice fit as destination is resliced to accommodate. I wonder. No, that doesn't work. Sad day. We don't have that, unfortunately. Which the last thing that I want to do is something silly like this. For byte equals range message, and then do a bloody append to destination for each of those. Like, error. Cannot use B. Of course. It's underscore B. All right. Well, I thought that would do it, but nope, that doesn't do it either. Ay. I think at this point, I'm now getting to that point where I'm just like reaching. Oh yeah, we could do ... but I'm surprised. Slice equals append, byte, hello, world, ... Huh. Yeah. That is more or less what I would expect to be able to do. Append dest message value of type byte is not used. Oh right, it's because I wonder. I'm having a thought. Sorry. Zero length buff again. Either I'm looking at something very wrong. Now again, I wonder if this is another case of buff equals make, and this is a byte slice of 0 size. It does kind of suck to have to press that that implementation detail off to the consumer, and it is kind of making me question the use of IO Reader. But the testing capabilities. All right. There is a very strong part of me at the moment that is considering basically doubling back on the use of IO Reader, and instead making Gorilla WS implement a custom WebSocket interface. Anybody in chat have any opinions on that? Sorry, Pizza, I completely missed your message. So effectively what's happening is if I go into WebSocket. So this is a library that we're using to connect to the Twitch chat. And that is sending us down a message. So in the case of your message here, that gets sent down to us as a particular type. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to copy that message from this variable into this variable. And the theory is that by copying the variable from one place to the other, that makes it accessible elsewhere in the code. But I've been trying to do append, I've been trying to do copy, I've been trying to do many different things, but it just doesn't want me to work. It just don't want to work for me. I mean, alternatively, I could do that. I think I might be having to do that. Nope. Sure don't. And copy doesn't return anything. Right? Copy returns the number of elements copied, which will be a minimum of length source list. Yeah, so that's what I would expect to be able to do. I would expect to be able to return copy. Destination is dest. Source is the message. And more or less do something like that. Is push a thing? Kind of. That kind of sort of is what append would have been. But zero length buff. Okay. I feel like I'm doing something silly, but I can't make out what it is. So I think at this point, I think it makes sense to change the interface. And I think it makes sense to basically create a custom interface. Is this the read? Yeah. Okay. Let me do just a quick cleanup real quick. I think it makes sense to have a custom interface that we're just going to overwrite as part of. That we overwrite as part of testing is the thought that I was trying to complete. And I think we do that like so. So let me go into WebSocket. Type WebSocket interface. And basically, we're just going to do read into, what do we want to do? String error. I might come back to this this type definition a little bit later. See here, string, and this returns an error. We have close, which can also return an error. Oops, there we go. Gorilla AWS implements WebSocket with Gorilla WebSocket. And it's unfortunate, but such is the way that we're kind of going to have to do things, I think. I'll probably come back to this a little bit later. And in fact, let me... me do this. Git checkout dash b ws io read write closer. Oops. Git add IRC. Actually, let's just do WS WebSocket. And nah. Yeah. This is technically gonna force me to rebuild some things, but that's okay. So git add IRC, git commit -m. We'll call this a draft of io.read write closer. Not working. Git checkout main. So now I think I am gonna have to. Yep, I'm gonna have to recreate some of those things. So let's do make dir ws and ws websocket.go. And I could technically cherry pick the two, which actually I think I am going to do that. But we'll come back to that. And ws wrc. Oh, right. Remember start ws. Git checkout cat ws websocket.go db copy git checkout main, and then make dir ws websocket.go paste. Yeah. Oh geez. Yeah. Sorry for the screen flicker. And so what that means is that we can now take this code boop, change this to a string error, return empty string blah. Otherwise, we return string message nil. Something like that. Alternatively, we could just push this error up the stack because we're not really doing anything with it. We're just logging it. In fact, you know what? I think I am going to do something. I'm going to do errors.wrap. At least I think it's errors.wrap. What happened to package errors? Yeah, there it is. It's the wrong errors, of course. So errors.wrap, and then wrap is okay. Error message. Okay. So we'll do error, and then kind of jank, and I'll probably come back to that because I don't remember how that actually compiles, but we'll see. Otherwise, we return nil. Jank is okay. Jank sends people to the moon, so data string, and then this is just going to return an error, if I remember correctly. Yes. If ws.cons equal to nil, return errors.new. And how did I have errors.new down here? Makes no sense. Ba-da-ba-ba. Byte of my... Oh, I was hitting space. Yeah, that might do it. Return error. Otherwise, return nil. Then we have our close. So more or less what the change from what we've done is that we've basically introduced our own WebSocket implementation. And it's kind of sort of close to the IO reader, IO read write closer interface. So at a bare minimum, if I ever figure out why that wasn't working, then the swap back to IO read write closer is relatively simplistic. But that does make me sad. But now we have an interface that is a little bit simplified, and we can still create a simplified version for testing. And so now this, instead of WebSocket.connection, this becomes a WS.WebSocket. Need to this change again. On to there. Save that. Show me diagnostics. Cannot use variable WebSocket connection as a blah. That's because we don't use connect in IRC anymore. Show me again. Don't need that. Show me this. c.con.read, and this is now so. And message is now a string, so we don't have to do that. And this is now right. So that now looks like that. Sorry, Pizza. I see your question. I will get to that in just a second. Oh, and now I need to make this a con ws.websocket. Con is now con, and then back to main. Diagnostics, no diagnostics, so that in theory is back to working condition. Let's find out. Ta-da. Woof. What a ride. Let's see here. So IO reader is a default or not default, sorry. It's a definition that is contained as part of the Go language. So let me see here. Let me just do this. RRIO.reader. Yeah. And let me go to that definition. So it's an interface that the Go language describes, provides, and actually uses bloody everywhere. Think of it as kind of like a... This is technically not correct, not proper, but think of it as a standard way of reading data that Go defines. And the reason that I really wanted to use IO Reader as well as its siblings IO Writer and IO Closer, is that by implementing such a widely used interface, there are a number of tools that would be available at my disposal that I could use for things like testing and other responsibilities as well, even. So that was why I was trying to make all those changes, but didn't quite work out in my favor, unfortunately. It seemed that Write was working, or Write might have been working. Thank you, bot, for for greeting somebody that was already there. And I mean, we kind of saw, like, it was super fast. Where am I right now? There we go. It was super fast to get our own interface up and running. I just didn't really want to create another interface. I kind of just wanted to use one of the standard built-in ones and then get all the tools, but alas, it didn't quite give me that opportunity. Woof. All right, well, that was a lot of change for what is seemingly a tiny bit of gain. Although in theory, we can now start writing IRC tests. IRC test.go. I think. Which would be very interesting, very useful, very handy to do. But I will have to think about how to do that. Alrighty. One last thing that I wanted to check before I call it for the day. Okay. So the last thing that I wanted to check was this piece. So I am currently not receiving any tag output, even though I have told Twitch that I would like tags. And I'm not getting tags because bot.event does not account for any tags. So I think what I might have to do there yeah, this is about to be, oh wait, message.command equals print message, then send it, otherwise print line message.string. Remove this when tested. It has absolutely been tested. Yeah. Oh right, that was to prevent a bunch of ping pong spam in the logs. So okay. And I think I was also going to clean this up. Oh no, I did clean it up. Okay. So that's working. Go back up to read. So what I'm more or less thinking about is the way that I currently parse tags is pretty jank. And it's something that I could potentially pass along. I could either pass them along or I could parse them, but I think I need a better way of parsing those. think. Let me think of how I would do this. So at the moment, right now, what we're doing is inside of message, we just have a slice of string. And if I were a betting man, I'm pretty sure that at this point, if I did a log.println message.tags, I would get just an absolute cluster of data. Oh, that's probably in IRC. That's probably in IRC test package IRC. There you go. There you go, Go Compiler. I'm sorry. I was trying to be lazy. Let's see here. So if I do a hello, the tags are empty. The boulder is confused. Huh. Did I not cap request? No, I'm only capping for commands. Aha. Well, that's a bit of a problem. Start. Yeah, here we go. You know what? I feel like this needs to be variadic. Just to save me some sanity. And this would be for capabilities. For capability. It's actually underscore capability equals range of capabilities. There. That way we can effectively do a cap request for each capability that we're looking for. Why in the world? Oh, App Engine, get out of here. Transitive dependencies, I don't like you. I don't like you. Ah, all right, so we got a capac for commands and a capac for tags. Try again, pizza. So sorry. I had the bot down. Is this about to be a... Yep, that's a chat spam. Whee! Welcome to tags. Yeah. Tags are a lot. User state from MedgeLabs. Not entirely sure why that was. Client nonce, color, display name, handy. Emotes, flags, mod, no, room ID. Well, there's my room ID. Oh, I should have just been using tags this whole time. Shit. Turbo, user ID, user type. Okay, but now if I do this, if I do this, ah, okay. Okay. Huh. So I'm looking at, I'm basically just looking at this. God, I wish I had this on earlier with all the raids that we were having. Okay. Thank you, Dry Bones. Um. Oh man, God, I hate to ask, but would somebody mind cheering 1 bit if they don't mind and if they have it? I hate asking for that, but I wonder if this is actually gonna do what I think it's gonna do. Oh, bless you, Dry Bones. Thank you. All right, so let me. Oh. The both of you, bless you. Thank you.
For Midge.
Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Let's see here. So let me grab this and I'm gonna plunk this right here. Okay. Aha. Aha. That's what I was looking for. So this entire time that I've been going on about how IRC doesn't have the capabilities that I need for bits and subs and all that other fun stuff, it's been here the whole bloody time. It's been here the whole bloody time, chat. Can you feel the disappointment in my voice?
It's been at your side all along.
You're absolutely right, Phil. This entire time, we didn't need PubSub. Almost everything that we needed was in IRC. I do still maintain IRC apparently does not support the follow mechanic, which makes me very sad. There's supposedly a way to do it with calling the HTTP API, but I didn't really want to do that. Okay, so Dry Bones, you are going to get immortalized. Let's see here. This is a bits sample. You are now officially immortalized in the code. You are immortalized as our bit sample comment. I'm totally going to change this to bits of 10,000 to show that you are insanely generous. No, don't lie about history. So I'm probably going to have to come back to that a little bit. Oh, that makes me so sad. I had an opportunity to see raid messages, a sub message. I had an opportunity to see so many messages and I didn't have that turned on. That makes me very sad. But that's okay because we are going to be playing with this a little bit. A break is always good. Yes. I'm going to take a break from this. I'm gonna mull over it a little bit today. I think we are still on the right path for what we were doing with the changeover to the new interface. It's a shame that it didn't work on irc.readWriteCloser. I'm also going to be looking at that. But I'd say we made some decent progress today, at least in terms of getting the code to where we want it to be, which is kind of key. Your cat cam? Hang on, let me grab a little girl. Girl. I present a sleeping Zelda. I basically just brought her and her bed in her entirety. She's sweet when she's tired. But there you go, Dry Bones. A tiny sleeping cat. All right, I'll go put you back in your cubby. And now I probably scared her out because she's like, what the hell is going on, man? Alrighty. Well, we didn't quite get to the test that I really wanted to, but I've basically set myself up for the rest of the week to get some better tests in. And so as always, if I do work on that in the offset, I will record that video and I will throw that up into the YouTube channel. But for now, I think we're gonna call it a day. So again, I am thank you, bot. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and turn the bot off because yeah, because I don't. Well, I'll leave it on just in case. But I will leave it here for now. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I genuinely appreciate all of you coming by to support the lab. Again, so I am dropping down to once a week streaming. So we will be streaming Saturday during this time slot. I am going to try a little bit. It'll probably be a week or two before I can do this, but I am going to try and make this this stream just a little bit longer since I'm only going to be streaming for one day a week. I'll try to make it a little bit longer. I have some stuff to do today, but I will attempt to clear things. So until that time, thank you all so much for stopping by. Stay curious, and we'll see you all next time. All right. Cheers, everybody.